Churnik. It is the most beautiful torture chamber I've ever been in.
It's just something else, this car. Oh, listen to that.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this POV review by AutoTopNL. My name is Max, and today we are here with an awesome 2010 Aston Martin Rapide. And well, it is genuinely one of the most beautiful cars I've ever driven. It is also one of my favorite cars ever made. I think it's the most beautiful four-door car ever made. And today I'm going to review it. I'm going to show you all around it, and then we'll take it for a drive towards the Autobahn for an Autobahn blast. But before we begin, we borrowed this car at Buena Vida Supercar Rental, and of course you have seen that you can rent some very cool Lamborghinis, Ferraris, supercars, McLarens, whatever. But you can also feel like freaking James Bond and rent this Aston Martin Rapide. So if you mention us when you rent a car, you will get a 10% discount on your rental. So let's start with a lap around the car, and I'll show you all the cool stuff, the cool design of this car. And we'll start at the front because we've got this two-part Aston Martin grille, and well, this is basically the quintessential Aston Martin shape, this, well, shark mouth, and then you have this second part below there. Now this car was built from 2010 to 2017, and after that they came with the Rapide S from 2017, and this had a bigger grille. Like, this is all grille, this is gone, this strip, this is all grille. And I do believe, I mean, it looks a bit more modern, but I think that this looks so much more classic, like it's more friendly. Yeah, I really love the front of this car. It's just such a beautiful car with those gorgeous long headlights, this massive bonnet with this beautiful power bulge, these chrome or aluminium air vents. Absolutely gorgeous. It's such a ridiculous car. Look at how long that front end is. Just look at how long that car is. It's over 5 meters long. It's like as long as a Range Rover. It's insane. So we also have 21-inch can wheels on this car. Really beautiful. Whoa. With Aston Martin brakes behind it. These are Continental Sport contacts. I think 255 at the front. Yes, 255. 295 at the rear. Another cool design feature is this side piece with the indicator light in there as well. Really beautiful, with a little grate. Just the details on this car. Moving on, we have this beautiful sloping roofline. It's like a stretched DB9. It's so ridiculously beautiful. And then we have these door handles that are flush with the car, and the doors that open up, of course. And there's like a hydraulic system in there, so the door, if you open it, it will stay there, and it will go quite a bit up as well. It's so beautiful. And then moving on to the rear door, if you touch this, the window will open this little door, also goes up. You have this beautiful part in here, and you can see that there's quite a small opening. Now it's on the VH platform, which is a bonded aluminium platform that's also used for the DB9, the DBS and the V Advantage. But they had to reinforce it quite a bit because they stretched it out so far. They had to reinforce it for rigidity. So yeah, this is all reinforced, and if you get in, I'm actually a bit too tall for this car to sit in the back, but it is the most beautiful torture chamber I've ever been in, and I've been in a few. Don't ask me why, but so we have beautiful leather everywhere. Little screen here, little pouch, little opening, aluminium, this big center tunnel with, I mean, I don't think that the guys over at Buena Vida knew that this was in here, because I wouldn't let this sit in a rental car. But we have some headphones with a Rapide pouch. in the center console here, with 2 cup holders, your ventilated and heated seats, your climate. It is really, really beautiful, but it is, I mean, I think it's like 180. I think that's the limit. If you have 2 guys of 180 sitting behind each other, I think that would be okay, but I'm just too tall, unfortunately. But it is absolutely gorgeous with these beautiful seats, really, really nice, leather everywhere, and of course the most beautiful handle ever fitted on the car. I mean, with a little magnet in there, it's the details, beautiful, little light, and it's practical too, because you can fold those forward to give you a bigger boot. Very nice. Moving on to the rear. Now we've got these beautiful hips, of course, and the clear tail lights with this little piece of gray in there as well. It's a work of art again. I mean, it's basically everything on this car, but it just amazes me how many beautiful angles there are and how many beautiful details there are. But it's nothing dramatic, it's just a tailpipe, but the sound is freaking heavenly. Nice chrome strip, little bit of a built-in spoiler here, Aston Martin logo, beautiful as ever, Rapide, and the little button right here to open the boot. Now, it's not a very impressive boot, it's quite small actually, and it's quite difficult, but you have this piece that sits on top here, but we had to take it down for our trunk, and there's a little divider. You can put that up behind this, so you have 2 separate loading areas. It's actually not bad. If you have everything like this flat, it's not bad. It's just a little bit of an awkward space with a very small opening. It's a bit narrow and shallow, but I think you could get some decent stuff in here if you tried. So let's check out the engine. Was that it? That was the lightest. Yeah. Okay. There we go. There we have the 5.9 liter V12. It says 6 liter, but I think it's actually a 5.9 with 476 horsepower and 600 Newton meters of torque. So quite decent, not shocking, but it is decent. Hand-built Aston Martin, final inspection by Fritz Czernik. Yeah, but you can see that this aluminium engine actually sits right on top of or behind the front wheels, so it is actually mid-engined with some nice aluminium bracing. The engine is also made from aluminium, and it is a freaking peach. It is so smooth and powerful. It's just awesome. Another thing I wanted to show you guys is that we've got this little plaque here on the door sill. Rapide, hand built for Jan Willem Jansen, which is a Dutch name. So I guess he has customized it somehow and they added this plaque, which is really cool. I also found this shorter version of a user manual inside the door, as you can see, but this is in German. But it says where the airbag deactivation is, that this is the satellite navigation. I mean, okay, a little bit obvious on the rear and on the engine, but it's a pretty cool little plaque, I thought, to show you guys. Okay, let's take a look inside, because this is actually pretty beautiful as well. I mean, it's a little bit dated, of course, it's 10 years old now, but I still think it looks really beautiful. Especially because you have all that leather everywhere. You've got this Alcantara or suede probably on the roof. Beautiful steering wheel. It's a little bit black, but I do like the steering wheel. Big high center tunnel. If you close the door, this is all very high as well, so you sit like cocooned in leather and loveliness. It's just this center stack is very old, and there are some Ford buttons here and there, like the window switches and this stuff. It's not the best. It's difficult to read out sometimes. It hasn't been thought out that well, but the beautiful thing about this car being so gorgeous that you forget, well, basically everything that's wrong with this car, because it is so beautiful and it sounds so good. So that's nice to know if you buy this car, that you will forget about all the drawbacks. Now, that's not the key, that's my key. Where's the... There it is. Now this is the key with the Aston Martin logo in there. Absolutely beautiful. Of course you put it in there, so press it once. There is the satellite navigation. I am going to show it to you for well, journalistic purposes, if I can get it to open. There it is. So you can see the Bang & Olufsen speakers rising up as well. I'll show that to you again. There they go. Really beautiful. There are a lot of beautiful speakers in this car, like in the door, down there, in the rear, 2 in the door. It's really nice. Now this is the navigation screen. So yeah, it was bad in 2010. I mean, it's worse now, of course. It's really old, but luckily you can just turn it off and the screen will disappear, and you should just keep it like this the entire time. Yeah, let's start it up. Open the door. That's the wrong button. Oh, that doesn't work. You have to do it all at once. So the V12 comes to life, and oh, it's such a nice sound. It's so dark. It's so typically Aston Martin. So we'll put the ZF 6-speed automatic gearbox in drive by pressing this button right here, and off we go. Now we have a couple of buttons down here for the suspension, which is adjustable. You can go for sport or comfort basically, and we have another sport button right there, which is for the drivetrain, basically the gearbox and the engine mapping. So we'll just engage that and, well, just enjoy the heavenly sounds. Oh, that is just so freaking horny. It is, well, it gets me horny. It's not horny, because this car is pure freaking car porn. It's so sexy, this car. It looks sexy, it sounds sexy, but it doesn't try to be. It's just effortlessly beautiful and cool. And there are very few cars that can say that they don't try to be cool, but they are cool. It's just something inherently cool about Aston Martins, of course. And this Rapide is even more cool, if you ask me, because it's so sleek, stretched out. I mean, if you see this car on the road, every other car looks like a freaking refrigerator or washing machine. It's so insane. Oh, and the sounds. Now I do think that this car has had its exhaust valve settings changed, so it's always open, which of course for the video is not a bad thing. Okay, little tunnel, second gear. The sound is just so full-bodied, and
it ranges from like a trombone down low to like a trumpet up high. It's like a really beautiful range of sounds. Oh man. So now we've got the suspension in sport mode, which definitely makes it feel a little bit more firm and tight. You can feel that the dampers change and that the car becomes a little bit more stiff. But because this has a bonded aluminium chassis and all those reinforcements, they could keep this suspension quite soft, which is really nice, because even in comfort mode it is quite firm, but it is supple, so it's really comfortable, exactly like a sporty GT should be, suspension wise. Okay, now at the Autobahn, driving on a B road, I mean, you do really feel like it's a sports car and then a saloon or a limousine or a sedan, whatever. You can really feel the sporty aspirations. Okay, here we go, full throttle. Listen to that freaking V12. Rev counter, of course, going the opposite way. Now, the car isn't ridiculously fast or anything. I mean, it just keeps going. So 0 to 100, 5.3 seconds. Top speed 303 kilometers an hour. Now, we have done the Autobahn video already, so we know that it will do it. I think it will do 303, but you do need quite some space to get there. And of course, the cooperation of your fellow road users. But the way this V12 propels this piece of art down the Autobahn is seriously impressive. I mean, Jesus. The gearbox, you can see and hear, it's a little bit slushy. The gear shifts are quite slow, but it's okay. It doesn't matter in this car. Little bumps, absolutely fine with them. Soaks them up, really impressive. So that was 270. But it's like the ultimate GT, 4-door GT. Although, I mean, you can't really take 4 adults or full-sized adults and a lot of luggage in this car. But man, I would just take like a backpack and tell my 3 friends to take a backpack as well, because you will look so cool no matter where you're going, no matter, I mean, even if it's like the casino in Monaco, you will look cool in this car, even though it's 10 years old and not even that expensive anymore. If you compare this to its natural competitors back in the day, the Porsche Panamera Turbo, Audi A8 W12 maybe, I mean, it's hardly a comparison if you look at the way it looks, the way it feels, the way it sounds. It's just something else, this car. Oh, listen to that. It's really not that fast, but it doesn't matter. So if you want to feel this cool as well, you can rent this car, as I said, at Buena Vida Supercar Rental. I can assure you, you won't be disappointed. It is a freaking gem of a car. Just enjoy that V12, this beautiful leather cocoon. Yeah, what a car. I'm not disappointed after driving this car, and I was a little bit worried I would be, because this is one of my favorite cars ever. So yeah, I'm really happy that it's so cool, so good, so nice. It's just, yeah, there are a few flaws on this car, but it just doesn't matter. Well, here we are at the border. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. You can subscribe by clicking the big button right here. You can also check out this video or go check out this playlist. See you at the next one. Bye.